Robocop 2. I've just uploaded the Kane video, my thoughts. So now onto Robocop, and I love the look of Robocop in Robocop 2. That beautiful blue tone to his, not just blue, you got some purples in there as well, but a beautiful color scheme for Murphy in the second movie, and Hot Toys are finally bringing it to us, as well as Kane, which looks incredible. Definitely check out that video. That figure looks like a masterpiece. So does this, and we've got all new mouth plates and the unmasked Murphy head sculpt, which we've had before from Hot Toys, but I don't think we've ever had it with a die-cast Robocop, which I have the first original Robocop die-cast figure, and then I have the Robocop 3 version, which is also die-cast. I didn't get the battle damage plastic version Hot Toys made. Pause this and have a read of the write-up. I never did get Ed 209 either, but I definitely do want this Robocop 2 figure, which will mean I'll have 3 of them, and I may have to sell one, but I'll have to figure that out. But you got beautiful options here. You got the battle damage parts, just like you did on the original first Hot Toys Robocop figure. And this just looks fantastic. All new mouth plates with totally new expressions. I'm very glad to see that. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were just going to give us the same mouth plates again, but with the new color scheme and a few extras, and I would have been okay with that. I'm very impressed to see all new mouth plate sculpts, and even more detailed than they were originally. And the battle damage looks very accurate. I just watched parts of this film on YouTube before shooting this video, just to, remind myself. Now, it looks like the black sections are quite shiny. I did repaint the black sections on my Part 1 Robocop a matte black, which is more movie accurate. So I'd have to actually go back and check in Part 2 whether the black sections of his armor are matte black or have more of a shine in the sequel, perhaps. Look at the skin tone on the Murphy head sculpt. No moving eyes, though. You can really tell the difference here. You can tell that they're just part of the sculpt and they're painted. They look great, but it would have been lovely to get moving eyes on this Murphy sculpt. Definitely would have liked to have seen that. It's not a deal breaker, but I'm quite surprised considering how many of their 1/6 scale figures these days have moving eyes. But that Murphy sculpt looks incredible, and this is the money shot right here. The lighting is beautiful, and it's so much fun photographing Hot Toys Robocop figures because of the way the light hits them. They're not like a mirror, so you don't have to worry. It's not like trying to shoot a Mark II Iron Man figure or an endoskeleton where you can see yourself in the reflection and it kind of ruins the photography. This, you won't see yourself, but it does hit the light so well and it looks so real. I was actually going to do a new video on my current Robocop figures just because I'm in the mood, because I'm playing Unfinished Business, the new Robocop game at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving that. So faithful to the movies and just an absolute joy to play. I hope they do a Predator game or a Colonial Marines game. I think Treon would do an amazing job with Colonial Marines. We've been waiting a very long time to play something like that, but I just can't wait to see what they come out with next. Here's all 3 mouth plates. The detail on the skin, the teeth, the expressions look great, and the battle damage in the middle looks fantastic, and I love all the beautiful colors coming through here, the blues, the purples, and silver. And actually, do you know what? I like the look of the shinier black sections on this one. I'd probably leave this alone so it's different from my other 2. So, oh man, it just looks friggin' amazing. I mean, the proportions have always been fantastic with the Hot Toys Robocop figures. They were a masterpiece from day one with the very first one they released. You can also get him sitting in his chair when he goes back to police headquarters and he's having a little sleep, and then monitoring his thoughts. Wow. I mean, I said it in the last video, Hot Toys are crushing it at the moment with their announcements. There's no denying that. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but a lot of people have been waiting for a new big chap alien, and they really look like they've done a lot of homework on that. It looks fantastic. The bank robber Joker, the artisan version and the sculpted hair version both look incredible. Wow. The battle damage on this is absolutely stunning. I'm definitely going to have to get this one. I'm definitely getting it. Don't know if I'm going to be able to manage to get Kane, although I would love to. Maybe a fair bit later on down the line. Once I've got some stuff figured out, I can figure it out. No pun intended. But yeah, I definitely would like to get Robocop and Kane together from the second film in my collection. Here's Kane's brain, and that looks suitably grotesque. Not as gross as it did in the film. There was all chunks of blood and stuff inside the glass. It was horrible. So a bit more of a mild version, but I'm glad they give it to you. Yeah, now that I think about it, it was disgusting in the movie. Many parts of Robocop 2 are quite disgusting and mean-spirited, but it was a different director, Ivan something, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of harsh, some of the scenes with Murphy, like when he gets disassembled and just chucked on the street, and how they treat his wife when she tries to come visit him, and the guy lying on the gurney getting his chest cut open and stuff. Oh man, there's just some bits in that movie that still to this day kind of give me the squirms. Also with the first movie, obviously, with Murphy's iconic death scene. Not that it's truly a death scene, because he was still alive in the hospital, right, when they got him and they were trying to revive him and save his life. No, they did call his death, didn't they? Sorry, I'm getting carried away now. But yeah, Robocop 1, absolutely incredible movie. Beautiful detail on this. We have the articulated holster with die-cast pistol. Now with the other ones, you get a die-cast pistol and a plastic one, so that when you want him holding the gun, it's not so heavy. Don't see anything here telling you that you get two guns, a plastic one and a die-cast, so I think it's just the die-cast with this one. They might chuck it in at the last minute. They've done it before, so I hope they do it this time. I usually just leave the die-cast one in his leg, and I have him holding the plastic one. But again, the proportions here look fantastic. Don't know if they've made any changes to the already existing figure bodies that they've made in the past. There was always a little bit of a weird transition between the arm and the body, like where the arm attaches. You get a bit of a gap and you have to position it very carefully. The base looks very simple there. You get some nuke, and it looks to be a very similar in-keeping base to the ones we've seen before with Robocop, so they will look nice and uniformed if you have all of them standing together. Get that big-ass cannon gun thing. I'm not sure what that's called technically, but it would certainly be handy in a scrap with Kane, perhaps. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, simple pictures as well, no backgrounds. I just remember Hot Toys went through a phase of doing their pictures like this with movie backgrounds, like I used to do a lot of in the early days on the channel. But now they seem to be kind of, for a while now, going back to that really basic, just a grey background, or in this case, more of a kind of bluish background, just showing you the figure. And the figures are looking so good these days, they don't really need to spice it up with the funky backgrounds. I mean, it's just the lighting and the beautiful piece, no distractions. Look at him stepping up there onto the step. Oh man, it just looks so good. What do you think, guys? If you already have Robocop 1 Hot Toys, or you have the Robocop 3, which is technically, it's not really a Robocop 3 figure. It comes with a jetpack, but the mouth plates were clearly Peter Weller. The same mouth plates from the original, just, I guess, updated paint job. But, you know, the Robocop 3 Hot Toys figure was really kind of... It didn't even say Robocop 3 on the base. It was more of a kind of just an updated paint scheme on the Robocop 1. Look, a bit more of an accurate Robocop 1 colour scheme on the armor. That's why I really wanted to get the Robocop 3 one. But definitely need this. I've always loved this more blue look. I know Justin did a custom paint job on one of his Robocops, so I'll be curious to see if he does a comparison once he gets this one. But very, very excited for so much that's coming out. I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I've got to sell some stuff, make some space, and get prepared for the big chap and this, and possibly Kane, and other things that are coming down the line as well. You know, got Caustic Plastic doing the Crow and Conan. There's a lot to think about. Alright, drop a like on it for me, folks. Subscribe to the channel. This looks fantastic. Good time to be a collector. Let me know what you think in the comments. Say hi. I hope you're doing well. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.